And then when you're going to do paperback, it's the same process. You'll see they've brought over some of the information here, so I don't need to put it all back in. Great. So the contents are already picked. There's a couple additional questions. So does your book classify as any of these? Low content book. So a low content book would be something like a journal or a notebook or a planner, where a lot of the pages are basically just blank or lined pages. So there's not a lot of word density. And that would be a low content book, or a large print book where your font size is 16 points or bigger. Unusually large would be a large print book, which might be the case for a children's book, or if you're doing a book for an older audience who, you know, their eyesight's not that good, so you made it a little larger. It could be that case as well. And does your book contain any language or situations that are inappropriate for children under 18 years of age? Yes or no? Now, for a paperback book, again, you must put in an ISBN. So that's mandatory here. You have to pick you don't have to pick a publication date. Generally, you'll leave it blank, and once it goes live, that'll be your publication date. But if you already published this somewhere else previously, then you would put it to that date when it was originally published. Now you have to specify the kind of paper, your trim size, and all this. So typically you'll just leave it at the default black and white interior with white paper. You could do a cream paper, or if it's a children's book, it would be a standard or premium colored paper. So you'd pick one of these. The book size, it defaults to 6x9. If you're just doing a novel, you might pick a smaller size, like 5x5.5, 2x8.5, or 5.25x8. These are pretty standard sizes. You can pick all kinds of other sizes. And again, if you're doing a children's book, it will probably be one of these other sizes. And you can actually, this is also fairly new, you can now select your own trim size. So that's great. So you need to specify what the actual size of the book is. It's going to ask you bleed or no bleed. If you're having somebody set this book up for you, this is something you'll need them to want. They should tell you this, whether it's bleed or no bleed. Basically, what this means is, because printers aren't 100%, there's a slight room for error. Might get a little bit over here or a little bit over there. So no bleed means all the content, including pictures, and this is particular to pictures, was in that error of margin zone. Bleed means it extends past it. So is this not a right or wrong here? Both of them are fine for their own situations. Generally, a book was like a children's book, or a book with a lot of illustrations, will probably be bleed. Then other books will be no bleed, but you just need to know that, because you have to specify what it is. And if you put in the wrong thing, it's going to mess you up. And then a matte or a glossy cover. So glossy's, whether it's shiny or not, basically. And then you'd upload your actual PDF manuscript, and doesn't have to be in PDF. It's recommended it is. It can be in a doc file or an HTML or RTF. I recommend a PDF, because if it's already in a PDF format, you know exactly how it's going to show up in the book. Anything else, it can get jumbled around a little bit. It may not look exactly like you had planned. So you need to really check it out beforehand, and then you might need to change it and adjust it or whatnot. You'd upload your book cover. Again, it's going to open up a previewer thing, so you can go through it and look, see what it's going to look like. I don't think it's going to let me continue here. Let's see. No, it's not. But the pricing page is the same as the ebook. So just see the pricing for the ebook to see what that looks like. Hardcover book is exactly the same as a paperback book. So if you are going to set up a hardcover, it's the exact same process.